Hello, everybody. Welcome to this session, the freelancing session 2023. And this one is Scale Up 2023. The theme of this is how to become or how to be a 3,000 to 5,000 per month freelancer. Now, the way this session will go, there will be stories. I will share stories. Then there will be lessons. I will share lessons. Then we'll have practicals. So I want you to follow me on this journey. I want you to pay attention on everything I'm going to talk about. Also, if by any chance you get, logged out, or you get, because of internet, you get booted out from this class, you can go to YouTube. Just go to my channel. It's currently live streamed. From YouTube, you'll be able to follow us on this. So let's go straight to the business. This session is going to cover scaling. So I'll be talking more about scaling for those who want to earn big, but it will not be for scalers alone. It will not be for people who want to scale alone. We'll also cover those who are newbie freelancers. We'll cover newbie freelancers. I'll cover them briefly. But so that means everybody will get the opportunity to see how they can benefit from this. So who am I? My name is Benga Debi, and I'm the recent proud teacher. Now, why am I proud? Let me tell you why I'm proud. So you can see my profile. I'm proud because my students are successful. I'm able to teach them and they're able to listen to me. They're able to get success, or they're able to succeed. So that's why I call myself proud teacher. So I'm very proud that I've been able to create a lot of success stories. So I started freelancing 8 years ago and I started coaching. So I started freelancing and in 2 months, I already started teaching people. In 2 months, I started teaching people freelancing. So my mission is to create 1,000 youths who are earning $100,000 every year. 2 years ago, which is 2021, I had one of my students cross 100K. Then last year, which is 2022, I had another student cross 100K. And I have a lot of them who are close to 100K. And I'll be sharing their stories. And I'll also be sharing tips you can use to replicate their success. Then we'll also, in the third session of the class, we'll go into practical. I'll just show you. I'll enter Upwork. I'll enter some sites and I'll show you how to navigate this site like in the time that we have. So why should you listen to me? Some of you know me. Some of you have known me for years. Others are meeting me for the first time. But why should you listen to me? For those who are meeting me for the first time. First of all, I mentioned some stories of my students, and these are screenshots. These are testimonial screenshots. So number one I like to talk about is Peter. So Peter is my very good student. I met Peter after the pandemic, that's late 2020, December 2020. We started freelancing actively, around January, February 2021. And between March, if you can look at the timestamp here, between March 2021 and last year, December, you can see Peter was able to generate 100K, was able to cross 100K between 2021 and 2022. So if Peter can do it, you too, you can do it. And I'm going to show you how. I'm going to show you what you need to do to replicate this. So next is Sam. I met Sam last year. I met Sam January 27 last year, January 27, 28. So he sent me a message January 27. I didn't reply to him because he sent me a message around in midnight. So I did not respond to him then, but I replied him the next morning, which is 28. Now, I'll share stories with you, then I'll share tips with you, then I'll share practicals with you. That's how we're going to have this run. For this, Sam was able to do from $500, was able to grow to about 30K, if you can see it here. Sam is a writer. And now, a lot of people will tell me, oh, your students are only writers. No, I don't just have writers. And right now, he got a full-time contract that is paying him about $5,000, close to $6,000 per month. So that's Sam for you. Then I also have Ola. Ola is one of the testimonials I like to talk about. Ola was able to use the trainings I gave him. And from $100 per month, Ola was able to make $30,000 in 1 year. And Ola shared the testimonial with me last December that I was able to take him and his wife, him and his family to the UK. So right now, Ola has been able to use his freelancing income to, from someone that earns $100 to someone that is making over $30,000 in a year. Okay, now another story is this. I have another story of my student. His name is Special. I call him my super student. He's my first super student. He's the first one that trailblazed. It's because of him. A lot of successful stories I have today were due to what he was able to do because he's currently in school. That's why. If not, I'm sure he would have crossed 100K too. But he's currently in school, so he's really meeting not limiting per se. So he has exams that he's doing. So that's why he can't, but right now he has made close to 80K, more than 80K plus, so he's one of my students too. Now, then I have Adams and team. Two of them, they made about 30K last year. I'm talking about December. They made 30K last year. So Adams and team. So now, as I said, not all my students are writers. So Tim is a copywriter. Adams is an SEO specialist. My super student is a writer. Ola is a writer. Sam is a writer. Oh, people will start saying writers, but no, that's not a factor. But Peter is a tech recruiter. Then we have Toby. Yeah, Toby is a data analyst. Toby started our daily challenge. So I did a $10,000 in 60 days daily challenge. So Toby did it with us, and he was able to do 9,000 plus. So he was telling me here that I didn't meet 10,000, but he did 9,000 plus, and I was happy. I tell students to set goals for themselves, because if you are not even able to set the goals, if you are not able to achieve the goals, at least you would achieve close to it. Imagine someone complaining that he didn't eat $10,000 in 2 months. So that means he was able to make at least $4,005. And if you convert that to Naira, you know the Naira equivalent. So then so these are some testimonials I even got this week. So this week, some students shared this with me this week. Olarewaju got my course. I have a course I just launched. Well, it's about 3 months now that I launched the course, or less than 3 months. Then I have someone from way back. So he is not a writer, at least. He's a technical customer support. Olarewaju is also not a writer. He's a web developer, designer. So you can see these two guys, 7K, 20K, they are not writers. Then I have super women too. So I've been talking about guys. I have ladies that are doing so well too. So I have Motun. Motun is one of my best students. Motun is a lady. She does data annotation and data analytics. Now, Motun has been able to help herself, not just herself alone. Motun created an agency. Motun created an agency for about 20 ladies, and she's been able to help them to, do well. Then I have Oluwatoni. Oluwatoni is a lady. She's a writer. She's able to do 7K for herself. She had a lot of challenges last year, but, that didn't stop her. So that's Oluwatoni. I have Abisoye. Abisoye is a copywriter. When Abisoye met me, she didn't even know how to price. And if you look at this 1,400 contract, Abisoye was able to price well. She was able to make $70 per hour. Then I have Abisola. Abisola is also a lady. She got a full-time role, $1,000 plus another $1,000 performance bonus. So that's like $2,000 up front. Then $1,000 to be reviewed. So this is Abisola. Abisola is also a lady. So I have Temitayo. Temitayo is a cybersecurity person. Temitayo's story is a funny story. So Temitayo, she got my course, and she was not successful with the course, but not successful, though she didn't do anything with the course. So she got my course in October. She didn't do anything with the course. Then November, she reached out to me. She said she was serious. She was going to be serious. She had stuff she was doing. So she said she was going to be serious. Now, Temitayo's story is beautiful because she said she was going to be serious on Saturday, and she got this particular job on a Tuesday in the space of 3 days. So she started freelancing in 3 days, and she got her first job, and they were paying her $1,000 per month. So she's into cybersecurity. She's not a writer. Not all of my students are writers. So now, it's not even just Upwork alone, because most of the testimonials they are seeing is Upwork. So let me talk about this. I have one of my students, she and her husband, they use Fiverr. I started with the she's here this time around. So then I have Susan. Susan is one of my best students. Susie does Fiverr very well, and I've been able to help her. She's now a level 2 seller on Fiverr. I have Chris. Chris was able to get a full-time job on LinkedIn. Then I have Chiaka, lady. She got a part-time job that was going to be paying her 1.2 million converted to Naira. Yeah. Then I have Violet. Violet is one of my best LinkedIn students. Violet is now a superstar on LinkedIn. I have, Lawson. Lawson is doing so well, and he's a designer. He got a job via LinkedIn. Yeah. So then I have Olatu. He was able to, Fiverr, from Fiverr, was able to do 1 night, then another student is able to do 3-5 via Fiverr. So yes, I wanted you to have a basic idea of the stories of different people who have been able to help themselves to these things. So now, I've told you stories. Now, let me tell you how did they do it and what are the things you can replicate from them. That's the next section we're going to be going into now. So I want you to pay attention very, very closely. I'm going to go into the tips section. I will share tips with you. And I'm also going to go into practical session. We'll have practicals, so I want you to pay attention. Now, so what do you need to scale? Like, if you want to get the results like those stories I shared with you, what do you need to scale? So 12 tips. And I have a Medium article on this, but this is me sharing with you so that you understand and you have a basic knowledge of what you need. So number one, you need the right mindset. It's important you prepare your mind. Now, if you don't have the right mindset, work on your mindset. Now, I'm telling you this, it looks like it's cliche, but please, mindset is everything. You can't do 50K if you don't imagine yourself doing it. If you can't picture yourself doing it, you can't do it. You start with your thinking, your belief system. So it's important you have the right mindset, because that's the first thing. Now, your mindset will even affect how you build your profile. Your mindset will affect the rate you set. Now, your mindset, if you believe you are not good enough, you won't be able to call prices, because someone will call $100 for a particular job, and another person will call $1,000 for the same job. It's because the guy or the lady that called $100, they don't see themselves as someone that can command $1,000. So number one, you need to put yourself in the right mindset, or you need to give yourself the right mindset. If you want to scale, if you want to be someone that will be doing 3K, 5K per month, or 50K, 100K per year, you need to have the right mindset. So you need to work on your mindset. Very, very important. Now, the next thing is this: set it as a goal. Now, at the beginning of this year, I've told all my students, both one-on-one, both who got my course, I've told them to set their goals. Set your goal for 2023, set your goal for January 2023. Now, set goals that would that will propel you to action. Also, you can break your goals down, set a big goal for the yearly goal, then break it down into monthly, weekly, and on like that. Now, the next thing is learn how to scale. Now, remember that the theme of this particular section is for those who want to be earning 3K, 5K per month. And we would go into a particular section for those who have not even earned anything, but that will be briefly. But majorly, this is for people who want to earn big. Now, to scale, you need to understand that there are three major roles that a freelancer takes, or someone who works online takes. And you don't have to be the one to fill all the three roles. You can have team members to assist you. Now, number one role is a technician, the person that does the work. Number two role is a manager, the person that organizes things. Number three is a salesperson, the person that gets business. Now, understand that right now, at the beginning of your freelance career, at the beginning of your freelance journey, you are the one doing all this. You are the one looking for a job. You are the one managing clients, organizing the job. You are also the one doing the job. But when you want to scale, someone has to start managing one of these three for you. But basically, you even be the one seeking business because you are the one relating with the clients. But especially role one. So most of my students that have been able to scale, you hear them say, oh, I now have someone still reach out to me today when I taught him to scale, and he said he now has 12 writers working with him. That is scaling. There are two ways to scale, which we'll briefly talk about at the end of quality and quantity. But he came to me today, this afternoon, he said, oh, I've grown my writing business, and he was telling me he wants to grow more. I've not had time to answer him because I had a lot of messages. But from the messages he sent to me, tells me that he has scaled from a one-person business to someone who has 12 writers. So when you want to scale, you need to have that at the back of your mind. Then you also understand, adding to point number 3, the scaling part, you need to understand leverage, that you have to think big. You don't have to be the one to complete a job. You can collaborate. You can collaborate with other freelancers. You are not competing with other people. You can collaborate with them. You guys can come together and 1 + 1 will be greater than 2. Then the next point is pricing. You need to understand how to price accordingly. Like the best pricing is value-based pricing, and you need to master how to charge based on the value you bring. Let me even share a story. One guy posted something one day. He said, what's the highest that you've ever paid for logo design? Or what's the highest someone have paid for a logo design? And someone replied that they know a company that paid $1.5 million for a logo design. Do you understand? $1.5 million. Someone paid $1.5 million for logo design. The same logo design that some people are doing for free, or the same logo design some people are charging 5,000 naira, 10,000 naira. For those who are not Nigerians, same logo design, some people are charging $10, $20 for. Someone paid $1.5 million for a logo design. So you understand that pricing is perception, So pricing is perceived value. And one thing you should do this year is everything you're thinking of value-based pricing that will make people feel happy paying what you are charging. And for this to work, you must ensure you are targeting quality clients. You must also ensure that you are valuable. Ensure that you are walking the talk. Very important. Then another thing you need to do is, you need to target quality clients, because I've started talking about that. You don't want to work with clients that will stress you. You can't afford to waste your time with mediocre clients, because if you want to scale, you need quality clients. Now, as you are building your portfolio at the beginning of your career, you can work with mediocre clients to build your reviews, or to turn 0 to 1, or to just, warm up yourself. But note that at the end of the day, they are not your full-time goal, they are not your long-term goal. What you look for is what you get. If you are looking for quality clients, you would get quality clients. You know, if your antenna is saying, I'm only looking for people who are going to pay me big, that's who you will see. Now, your portfolio must be top-notch. Now, as you work, please ensure that you're updating your portfolio, because as you are working, you are getting better. So the portfolio you started with is not what we currently have now. Go back to your portfolio, update it, save them, keep them, showcase your portfolio to the world. If you don't blow your trumpet, nobody will blow it for you. You can create samples for the potential jobs that you even want to. So if you want a job that you've not done before, you can create a sample of it. Because most times, 9 out of 10 times, clients will ask you, have you done it before? Or I want to see your samples. People believe sample better than what you tell them you can do. But if you are a super salesman, if you are a super copywriter, you can, convince them with words. But mostly, if you can't convince with words, then convince with your sample. If you are going for big projects, load your best samples. Don't just send 100 samples or 50 samples. Put your best samples, because how many people have time to read plenty samples? You post a job and you see some people sending you 13 samples, 15 samples. Do I have the time to check everything? Why not send 3 of your best jobs? And this is going to all of you. When you are positioning for jobs, just send your best. Look at all your samples. Which one is the ones that that you are proud of? The ones that that the clients were happy with. So send that. Those are the ones you should send. Top 3 or top 5. Unless they now request for more, then you send more. Then also restructure your profile. You have to walk the talk. I'm going to be in the practical sessions, we'll go into platforms that require resume. So always, restructure your profile, restructure your resume, because if you are targeting big clients, you want to look the talk. Your profile, remember, I've talked about your portfolio. I've talked about how you're targeting the big clients. So your profile should look it, ensure that, now, one thing you need to know about your profile is that your profile will talk for you when you are not there. So don't just assume. Make sure, potential questions that clients will have about you, make sure your profile has answered those questions. It's important you have that. It's important your profile, everything is answered. Very, very important. So everything you've done. I've met people that I'll go through their profile and I'll be speaking with them. They will say, I even know how to do this, but I didn't put it on my profile. And I'm asking, where do you want to put it? Am I a witch? How will I know you can do it if it's not on your profile? So always ensure your profile is fully optimized with what you can do. I'm not talking about Upwork alone. I'm talking LinkedIn profile. I'm talking your resume, your one-page, and we'll get to that section. We'll talk about it. Then learn how to write mind-blowing proposals. The key thing to proposal writing, because I have an ebook that I've gotten my students millions of dollars worth of jobs with proposal, with templates, and I have some free templates I do share too. But the key thing to proposal writing is you must show your expertise, you must show your experience, you must show your understanding of the client's pain points, that you understand what they are looking for. That you're not just any other person, you're not just a random Tom, Dick, and Harry, but you understand them. You can even speak in their language. You understand their pain points, then you are showing them how and why you're the best person for the role. Everything, you should factor in everything when you are writing your proposals. So whether it's freelancing platform, whether it's social media, cold email, ensure that your proposals are top-notch, ensure that your cold emails, ensure that top-notch, show your experience, show your expertise, and make them understand that you can solve their pain point. Now, the third point is this: always deliver quality. Now, when you deliver quality, you will get referrals, you will get return clients. Don't just deliver a good job, always deliver a great job. Give your clients, give them a wow experience. Make them become return clients, make them give you referrals, because clients will talk about you when you do well. Trust me, I've worked with a client that referred me to his friend because I did so well for him. So when you do well, they have network of clients too. They will refer you and you'll be able to even retain them. And retaining clients is going to make you more money than always looking for clients regularly. And there's one thing you guys need to know. There's something you need to know. Clients will think in a good or bad job. Now, good can be relative in the sense that good can be excellent, good can be very, very good, and bad can be fair, okay. But mostly, clients will think in good or bad. If your job is good, they would call you back. They want to work with you again. If the job is bad, they won't even come back again. Please, this year, as you are scaling, as you are positioning yourself for big money, big jobs, ensure that you are delivering, a wow experience for clients. Then learn how to upsell those clients, the ones that are coming back to you. Now, what do I mean by upselling? If you have other services, if you have other things you can do for them, learn how to show them that you can take on more responsibilities, you can solve their main pain point. Now, the thing is this: when a client see that you've done well in A, it's easy for them to give you B, C, D, E, F. Because you've done so well in A, you already have a reputation in the client's mind. So I've worked with a client where I only did writing for the client, and I was able to design a website for that particular client. And I'm not even a website designer. That's a long story for another day. I've worked with another client where I started at, was it $600 per month when he hired me full time. So I first did a job for him. I did it so well. He sent me another one. I did it so well, and he hired me at $600 per month. Now this was, I'm talking about 2019. So this is 4 years ago. Wow. Even at that $600 per month, I knew that it was not my money. It was not my rate. But I just resumed freelancing. I took time off. I came back. So I said, no problem. I will do so well that this client, I'll be able to, I'll deliver so well for this client. So that was my mindset. But to cut the long story short, I was able to upsell this particular client to $2,000 per month from $600 per month. Because I was doing so well, I was noticing some things in the business, and I was telling them, this is not doing so well. I can handle it for you. And before you know it, my money started from 600, became 900, 1,2, became 1,8, became $2,000 per month. This was 2019. Now, so learn how to upsell clients. Then the final point is skill up. Now, everything I've mentioned, everything I've talked about will not make sense if you don't have the right skills. If you are not skilling up, if you are not improving your skills, you won't be valuable. You need to keep to time. You need to follow the trend. You need to follow the time. You need to follow what's happening. You need to ensure that you're dynamic, that you're not static. You need to ensure that you're not staying in one place. So very, very important. So skilling up is important. So that's the final thing out of the 12 points, that I've talked about. So now when you talk about skills, I mentioned 12 points, from mindset to setting goals, to your profile, to setting prices, to upselling clients, fantastic 12 points. Now, starting from number 12, which is the skills. So there are skills and there are high income skills. So yesterday or 2 days ago, I shared a testimonial of a guy. The guy is from Pakistan. He's not even in Africa. I shared a testimonial of a guy that got a $100,000 contract. I like to tell people to ask me how, so that I can answer, because when I see testimonials or when I see people achieving things, I like to ask them how. So this guy is a web developer. He does mobile app development. He does web development. And he has been able to build himself to top rated. He built himself to top rated, and he got 2 jobs. But this guy was applying for jobs consistently. So he got a particular client that gave him a $1,000 contract. But he got another client. That was a big project. Now, the project was $100,000. And he's able to command that price because of his top rated. He's also able to command that price because he has made enough money on the platform to show that he can do it. And he's also able to command that price, most importantly, because it's an high income skill. Now, apart from you being a web developer, you should be able to, then you now have the other branding where I talked about your profile, your portfolio, and everything. But that's just by the way. So I'm saying he was able to build himself to that level where he could command that amount of money. I have students who have done $35,000 contract, $25,000 one contract. But if their skill is not high income enough, if it's just a basic skill, they won't be able to command those prices. Now, you can also specialize deeply, become best at what you do, even though the niche does not look high income per se. You can still specialize in that niche, separate yourself from the crowd, because every niche, let me tell you, almost every niche, not every, I don't want to generalize, almost every niche will have people who will have high income earners. So the question you need to ask yourself is, what are the skills that the high income earners in your niche have that you don't have, that you can start learning? What are the skills that they are using to, earn so big that you don't have, that you can start learning? It's all about, it's a journey. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So those are the things you need to know about high income skills. And there are platforms where you can learn these skills. There are free platforms, even YouTube. I should have put YouTube here because I have a lot of free YouTube channels, and I can mention some of them for you. If you want to learn digital marketing, you go to HubSpot, you go to SEMrush or HubSpot. There are a lot of free certifications. If you want to learn coding, you go to Free Code Camp on YouTube. I'm talking about YouTube now, but HubSpot and SEMrush is a website. If you want to learn anything coding, data analytics, just go to Free Code Camp. If you want to learn anything tech, even some digital marketing or data analytics, if you want to learn a lot of skills, you can go to Edureka. Edureka is on YouTube. Just Google their channel on YouTube. Go to their playlist. You can go to Simply Learn. Then Free Code Camp is for tech. You can go to the YouTube channels and you can learn anything you want to learn there for free. For Simply Learn will even give you some certification. But you can learn anything tech on Free Code Camp, even Excel, advanced Excel, data analytics. So even Coursera and EDX, there are some of them, they do financial help. So Google and Microsoft have some free courses, even via Coursera, that you can learn, and they are all free. And some of them will require financial help, and you can learn them for free. So now, everything we've been talking about is how you can use remote work and freelancing to scale. Now, a freelancer is someone who is not committed to a single employer, someone who works independently. That's who a freelancer is. And remote work is working from home. You are not working from a fixed location. Now, understand that you can do this part-time or full-time. So in a session I used to have weekly sessions with my students who that got my course. I support them every week. Now, in today's session, someone asked, should I combine freelancing with my 9 to 5? And I answered, yes, you can. You can combine freelancing with your 9 to 5. So freelancing does not stop your 9 to 5. You can do freelancing full-time or part-time. It does not stop your 9 to 5. Now, understand that some of my students that I shared in these testimonials, Ola, for example, Ola does 9 to 5 with his freelancing. Susan, for example, Susan had, she had to pay for masters in the UK. So she was doing a 9 to 5 and freelancing combined. Basically, if what is chasing you is big enough, you know how to combine these things. And it's all about time management. And another thing I told my students today, which I'm telling you guys, is that one of the beauty of doing this is that because of time zone, if you're working with a client in the US and you can start working for them 4 p.m. Nigerian time, for those in Nigeria, you can start working for them 4 p.m. Nigeria time while the client is 6 hours behind or 7 or 8 hours behind. So for example, when I was working with my client in Texas, my client, his own 4 p.m. then was my 10 p.m. So same thing for those who are doing 9 to 5. You can do 9 to 5 and you can combine that with freelancing or remote work. So what are the platforms where you can get these jobs? We have Upwork, which is one of the biggest platforms, and they have over 800,000 clients, according to their last investor reports, financial reports. We have Fiverr, we have People Per Hour, we have TopTal. These are freelancing platforms. There's a whole lot of them, and I'm going to be showing you some of them in the practical section. Then we have AngelList, we work remotely, Indeed, Remote OK, FlexJobs, even LinkedIn. We have them in the remote jobs platform. Now, what's the difference between remote job platform and freelancing platform? The major difference is that most times on remote jobs platforms, you will be needing a resume. So yes, these are the different platforms you can use. So we have Upwork, Fiverr. As I said, we'll enter practical section. So I'll show you how to search for jobs on Upwork. I'll do that one in the practical section. I'll just show you. And some of the things you need to look out for when you're searching for jobs. I like to do that in my sessions because people will complain that they are not seeing jobs on Upwork. And every time I enter Upwork, every time my students enter Upwork, they get jobs. So I used to tell them that they are making mistakes. So I'm going to show you in the practical sessions. I'll open an Upwork account. I'll just log into it and I'll show you how to search for jobs. And I'll show you some of the things that can guide you. So we have, as I said, we have Upwork, Fiverr, People Per Hour, and TopTal. These are freelancing platforms. And we also have remote job platform. And the major difference is that for remote jobs platforms, you are going to need a resume. That's the major difference. So you're going to need a 1-page, 2-page resume for remote job platforms. Why for freelancing platforms, you don't need a resume. But some jobs on freelancing platforms will ask you for your resume. Always have your resume on standby because even though you're on freelancing platforms, some of the clients will ask for it. So you need to have your resume on standby. It's very, very important. Now, this is a freelance platform landscape. I like to tell people that freelancing is not just Upwork and Fiverr. There are a lot of platforms I see people have gotten jobs via. Like one of my students got a job via ZipRecruiter. I remember one of my students, he has traveled out now. He got a job via We Work Remotely. I'm going to show you the platform. They used to send him money for lunch, company lunch. The company sent him money to buy his work chair. They sent him money for a MacBook. Then they pay him $1,000 per month, starting salary. But all the extra benefits he gets, like they pay for lunch every week. But that's to tell you that, you can get quality clients that would pay you better than what most Nigerian companies or what most local companies will pay you. So, but this is a landscape. This is a freelance platform landscape I like to show you to tell you that freelancing is not just Upwork and Fiverr, because those are the most popular ones people know. There's a whole lot of other small platforms or other niche platforms where you can get jobs, where you can meet clients. It's all about knowing where your clients go to and positioning yourself there. So these are the things you can learn from. So yeah, just learn a skill, update your skill because, as I said, the number 12 is the most important thing. Then pick a platform because I've showed you different platforms. I've showed you a whole lot of platforms. So pick a platform to start with. I like to talk about Upwork because it's one of the best platforms that I know of, and at least my students can testify to that. But Upwork is not the only platform. I've had students who came to me, they struggled with Upwork, and I told them, go and try Fiverr, and they became successful on Fiverr. I've had students who struggled with Upwork and Fiverr, and I told them, go to LinkedIn, and they became successful on LinkedIn. So trust me, I like to use Upwork because it's the lowest barrier of entry, and I will show you why. I've had students that created an Upwork account today, and they got a job in 2 days. I've had another student that I created an Upwork account, and we had not finished our class. So we did day 1. During day 2, she saw a job and she said, Benga, I can do this job. And she said, let me apply for it. And in my head, I was like, you have not even finished training. But I said, no problem, let me help you apply for this job. Lo and behold, she got the contract, $80 per hour job for 10 hours. So that's why I talk about Upwork a lot, because the barrier of entry to Upwork, if you understand the platform, is low. And when I mean barrier of entry, it means it's easy for you, better than for LinkedIn now. You know the amount of cold emails you have to send to get jobs. But that does not mean one is better than the other. I just like to say, if you know how to master it, then you'll be able to do well so well. And I'm going to show you guys in the practical section. So that's everything I want to say about practicals. And once again, I want to show you some people that have changed their life. Like, I've had people that have met me, and in no time they are able to turn their life. Marvelous is one fantastic story. And when I met Marvelous, so I attended a session on Money Africa. I did a freelance session for them. So she attended, she saw it, she sent a DM to my Instagram. She said she wanted a session. I had a session with her, a 30-minute session. So she met me, and in 30 minutes, I said, this and this and this and this and that, you're not doing it well. And in 1 month, she made $2,000. So from someone who made less than $500, she now does $2,000 per month steadily now. Like, she's even doing more than that. So I'm trying to say, with the right direction, it does not even have to be me. It can be a YouTube video, but with the right direction, and if you have committed enough, trust me, you can scale and you can turn your life into someone that is doing so well. This is the story of Toby. This was when Toby got the job. The Toby I shared that I made 9,000 plus. So you can see, this was when he got it. This was when he got the job. It was $30 per hour for 40 hours a week. Then I have another testimonial on the end of December. So it's a 6-month contract. So he has just done 2 months. He makes about 1,000 plus every week. So it was an enterprise client. And yesterday on my social media channels, I mentioned 9 different ways you can make money on Upwork. An enterprise client is one of his number 8 for those who read it. So this is it. This is how an enterprise client can change your life. So, but that's for Toby. Bosun is another of my testimonial. When Bosun came to me, Bosun was top rated, but he was struggling for months. He didn't get jobs for months. So he came to me and said, see, I'm even top rated. I've made $7,000, but I've not gotten jobs in months. And I looked at Bosun's account. Then, we did some one-on-one sessions together. Right now, Bosun is doing very well right now. I've been able to turn, everything about his story. Same with Ademola. Ademola is also one of my students. He borrowed money to sign up, but was able to, change his life. And this is Peter. Peter now does $3,005 per week. And when you convert that to Naira, or when you convert that to other currencies, then the money start to make sense. Imagine doing like 2-point-something million every week. He's a 22-year-old boy. And this was the story of my students in 2021. So this is my first 100K students in 2021 before Peter. Both of them are dragging first. Yeah. Now, these are some of my student testimonials from 2021. So this is not 2022. The ones I show you at the beginning is 2022. So this is 2021, some of my students. These are another of my students that was able to, this contract now is now about $25,000. This is another student, this is for 2021. This is one contract, $5,000, one contract, just one contract. So he's creating a website for the client, $5,000. Remember what I said about high income skills. So yes, the idea is this: if they can do it, you can. And following the tips, following everything I've shared on the 12 different steps you can take, or 12 different tips you can take to scale. Now, some of them might look like there's no big deal about it, but truly, trust me, there's no big deal. If you can master these processes, and these are the same processes I use for my students, all you need to do is to master this process, and trust me, you'll be able to get the results that you want. Now, I'm going to go into the second section, the final section. Now, let's just call it the third section now. I'm going to go into the third sections of this class. It's going to be a practical section now. I'm going to go into some practical sessions, just show you some of the practicalities, so that when you are running through these platforms yourself, you do better. So the first one I'm going to be showing you is Upwork. And most of the challenges people have with Upwork is complaining that they don't see jobs, they don't get jobs, even when they submit proposals, on and on like that. Most of the time, you're going to see jobs, about 200,000 jobs. Sometimes can be less, but averagely you see 200,000 jobs. The most important thing you need to pay attention to is the filters. Always use the right filters. Now, these are things I tell my students regularly, and I'm showing you guys too, because you're seeing testimonials of my students, some of you that have seen it, And you will say, how did they do it? And I'm showing you this is how they did it. They met clients that became, some of the tips I shared with you, added with some practical aspect they are able to do here. And they met clients and their life changed. So look at this. There are over 235,000 jobs here. And you're just looking for one. You're looking for one job that will change your life. You're looking for one job that will change your story. You're just looking for one job that will make you resign from that job that is making you enter traffic every day. And you're looking for one. So number one, you need to be patient because you spent a lot of years in school to become someone who is doing a 9 to 5 that they are paying 200K or 100K. Now you became a freelancer and you want quick results in less than 1 week. No. Be patient. Learn everything you can. Learn what you need to learn about it. Then start applying. Take your time to learn. Then you earn. You don't even need to learn completely before you start earning. But just take your time. Be patient with yourself. Now, look at this. As I said, Upwork is one of the first one I'm going to show you. I'll also show you other platforms. Understand that everything you see on Upwork they are all job cards. I call them job cards. And on every job card, you can, from a job card, know if the job is right for you or not. When you look at a job card, most newbies get attracted to the title of it. And they say, oh, this is a job. Need developer to build a mobile website. I can do it. And they go and apply. No, you don't do that. You need to check everything. So this particular job was posted by someone whose payment is unverified. Now, about unverified payments, pay me, about them pay my students. Because I like to give you what is like a proven system that has worked for thousands of my students. So pay attention to filters. Now, one of the things you are doing is you are doing payment verified. The moment you press payment verified, it's going to narrow down jobs and only show you jobs that are payment verified. Now, the next thing you can do is, there are two ways to do it, to this particular one I want to show you. You can either use categories here to scroll down. So let's say you're a writer, you can go to all writing jobs. That's a category. So you can go to all writing jobs. Now, you can see we've narrowed these jobs down to this amount of jobs. And the next thing you do is less than 5 and payment verified. I see people use other filters. I'm like, you're complicating things. These are the most important filters. So we just use 4 filters here and we are good. You can even start with less than 5 alone before you add 5 to 10. So what does this less than 5 mean? It means that less than 5 people have submitted proposals for the jobs you are seeing right here, over 1,000 jobs. So then and then you can now start scrolling down these jobs little by little, proofreader. Then you can see them, you can narrow them down. Now, after using these filters, another thing you pay attention to now is this, how much has the client spent? Now, this does not mean there are not some new clients that will come into the platform, and the moment they come into the platform, they start paying. Because everybody started at 0. But if it is a job, you can really do. Now, understand that before you look at this 0, before you pay attention to this 0, pay attention to people that have spent money. One thing you need to know is this. Clients are ruthless. Clients will not say, let me manage this freelancer. They want to work with the best freelancers. As a freelancer, you too, you must have that ruthlessness in you. You don't want to say, I want to manage this client. You want to work with the best client. Yes, be careful. Don't be desperate, because when you're desperate, that's when you want to manage the clients. And at the long run, you blame yourself. But in being strategic says you check all through the client, the client details, the client's payment method. Now, look at this. This is a client I've spent, as I said, on this job card. Pay attention to this spend, pay attention to ratings, feedbacks. Then look at that client and look at this particular client. No feedback, no money. Now, as I said, this does not mean this client is poor or this client is not someone that will spend in the future. But why waste your time with someone that has not spent? Why not just waste it? Why not focus on someone that has spent? Now, especially if you are a newbie. See, if you are a newbie, don't even waste your time with this. Because most likely the person is a new client. And a newbie plus new client, most times, is always disaster. Because you people don't even know how to use something. So if you're a newbie, it's better you work with experienced clients. But if you're an expert freelancer, it's easier when you're working with newbie, because it's not yesterday or the day before yesterday, a client wanted to do a contract for one of my students, newbie client and newbie student. And they were like, how do we even drop contracts? Where do we put, so you don't want that stress for yourself. If you're a newbie, work with an expert freelancer, then you can choose to work with a newbie client. Now, for this example, now, as I said, I'm not going to judge this client because they've spent 0. Now, one thing you can do is you can click on this job to check the client details. And I'm going to talk about client details. And client details will always tell you everything about the client. So this client just joined Upwork today. So see why I don't judge fully based on $0 spent. So this is what you check. You check when they've been members. So even though this is a new client, like if you're an expert freelancer, which I recommend, expert freelancer can work with a new client. But if you're a newbie, because this client might be trying to navigate the platform, you two you navigate the platform. So both of you can, I've seen a client draw 10 times the contract they wanted to draw for a student before they realized they made a mistake, and the person was already jubilating. So, but I think it was meant to be $200 and they did $2,000, and they had to start telling him, okay, pay us back. So as I said, when you're a newbie and working with newbie clients can be very, very tricky. Now, when you see a job card, you check the review of the client. Now, when you see a job, before you say you're interested in the job, even though if it is a job you can do, remember what I said, check, because of the filter we've used, but check the reviews of the clients here. Just check this feedback. All these things should not take you 30 seconds. Now, if it is something you can do, if it is something you know that you can do, then what are the next things to check? Always check the client details here. And a lot of things you can learn from this place here. Remember that I checked that particular one and I knew that the client just signed up today. And this client, you can check when they signed up. This is averagely what this client pays freelancers. This is the amount they've spent. This is their hire rate. It means on every job they post, the chances that they will hire you. Then this is the amount of jobs they posted. Always check client details here. Then after checking client details, then go and check the job activity. So look at this now. Less than 5 people have applied for this particular job. It means you can apply. Now, for this job success score, you can ignore it. This is the only thing you can ignore. Even though you see red here, you do not meet this qualification, you can ignore it. Job success score and rising talent. When you see red there, that's the only two things you can ignore. And because I have a client account and I understand what it means, that's why I say you can ignore it. Now, you can also read about the client. Two things. You can use it to learn the client's name so that you can personalize their name. So look at this particular client now, Christian, this place. Christian here again. So 2 times, 2 freelancers call the client's name. So that means when you're writing a proposal to this particular client, you're saying, dear Christian, or hi, Christian, I can help you do the job. So when you see jobs like that, pay attention to it, So this client have spent 80K, just pay attention to these job cards that I've mentioned. Before you say you are interested in a job, before you say this job meets your criteria, always check, payment verified. Okay, you've used the filter for that, but always check these reviews. 4.71 based on 500. For this client has spent a lot of money. Then you can read, before you read the job description, before you even read everything, check the client details first. So this is now look at this particular client. Even though they spent a lot. Now let me tell you what's going to happen. Even though this particular client have spent a lot, 60K, look at the hire rate. Now you will submit a proposal for this particular client and you ask yourself, you tell me, coach, my proposal is they are not checking my proposal or they are not hiring me. And you don't know that you are submitting proposal for this kind of clients, 8%. That means if they post 100 jobs, they only hire 8 times out of 100. So you don't want to work with this kind of, yes, see, you can apply for this kind of job, or even see the contract, $5. That's even by the way. You can apply for this kind of job where it should be, the other indices are good for this client. This client has paid $27 for 2,000 hours. This is fantastic. So maybe this client is someone that is always busy, because I don't understand why they will have good ratios here and they will have a bad hire rate here. But this particular hire rate should tell you that if you apply for this job, most likely this client will not even read your proposal most of the time. The point is this: always pay attention to these client details when you're applying for jobs. Now pay attention to client details, then pay attention to job activity, and you can now check feedback. Then can you read the job description? Then you can now read the job and apply for it. So these are the things you need to do before you say you even want to apply for jobs. So pay attention to all these things. Now, another thing I want to share with you is this: check other people in your niche. Most of you don't do it. And I want to show you. Now, look at this search place. Look at this place. Click on talent and type, okay, I'm looking for one guy, video editor. So let's say I'm looking for a video editor. You click on it and it will show you all video editors, like video editors on Upwork. It will show you. Now, why do you need to check other people in your niche? Now, because you can learn from their profile. Check other people's profile and use that to guide your own profile. So I did this. I was with a student and I did this. So we saw one guy's profile and we were so impressed with the guy's profile. And that's the profile I'm looking for. I don't know if it's going to show. You see? Now, one thing you also need to know is some Upwork is to randomize the people that show in the first page. They don't show the same set of people in this first page every time. They randomize it. Now, even though your profile is the best, it's not every time you'll be in the front page. Unless your niche is very, very narrow and there are not plenty of people in your niche, which is, rare. Imagine I'm not even seeing the profile I'm looking for. But you understand, check out other people in your niche, use it to practice. Check their profile. You can check them, you can check pages out, check their profile and use it to learn, use it to narrow yours. So look at this, Edgar Yola, United Kingdom. Yeah, I've seen this guy. This guy is a Nigerian. Ayo. Look at this particular Ayo. But look at this guy, professional video editor, is a Nigerian, charges $95 per hour. The Nigerian guy has made over $200,000 on Upwork. So you can check Ayo's profile. See, he did a contract, 7 days, $2,000. See, charges $95 per hour. That's what he charges for what he does. So if you're a video editor, if you're a prospective video editor that are trying to, go into video editing, you can, check Ayo's profile, see, you can check. So he does video editing, he does 3D modeling and rendering, he does, filmmaking, motion graphics. Now, the idea is this. Why do I say you can check it to also use it to build up your own profile? So let's do for another niche. Let me see. So copywriting came first. Let's do for copywriting. So we are still going to talk about other platforms. We're just on Upwork now. We'll enter other platforms very soon. So let's do for copywriting. So no matter the niche you are in, you can always check out, and I showed you how to do it. So I'm going to show you again. So you go in this search panel here, you use this one here. You click on talent. When you click on talent, then you enter anything you want to enter, then you press enter. So these are copywriters. These are top copywriters. You can check out their profiles. So this one 70K, 6K, 60K, 3K. So you can check, and now don't even check one person's profile. Check at least 5. So look at this is making sense. 200K, it's 100K, 90K, 30K, 10K. So you can check these guys, check their profile. So this particular 200K profile now, check their profile. So when you check their profile, what are the things you are learning from their profile? What's the name? What is the title that they use? What did they put in their overview? These are the things you are checking. So read their overview very well so that you use it to also, narrow yours. Some people's overview will be long, some people's overview is short. There's no rule about it. Just ensure that your overview contains all the points you need to convince the person to hire you. So you can check their portfolio too. You can check as many portfolios as you want. Like you can check their portfolio to see what they put in their portfolio. You can also check all the other things here. So then another thing is you can check the things they listed in their skills here. Now, what this skills does is it helps you, the Upwork algorithm, especially for invites, and then when clients are searching for freelancers and for jobs that randomly you can send to you. But especially for invites and profile views, these skills, that's what it works for. So that's why I used to tell my students, fill all the 15 here and fill all the most important things. Check out other people in your niche, see what they use in their skills, and that gives you an idea of the things you can also add. You can add up to 15. So yeah, so then see their profile picture, you can see how professional it is. Like it's casual and it's also professional. So just learn everything you can about their profile. Then also you can see the jobs they are completing. You can see the jobs they are completing. So this guy completes landing page jobs. Funny enough, you can even click on the job. You can click on the job and you will see the job description. Like you can read everything about the clients that hired them. You can read the job description. You can read the job details. You can even view the job posts. Upwork has that record on every job that someone has done. Other person, you can check their profile. You can even view it. You can see the clients that hired them, so that it gives you an idea of the kind of client you two can work with. So this is for copywriting, for those who ask for copywriting. So I've done that. So yeah, this is Upwork. I told you how to search for jobs. Like just know how to use search filters. And there are 2 ways, categories and keywords. Now let's jump, for the sake of time, let's talk about other platforms. Now Fiverr is also a platform that you can use. And Fiverr they change their processes. Now they've started something. One of my students was telling me something, a matching program that they just started with the top sellers, top buyers, matching program. But that's why I used to tell people to master the platform they are using. Very, very important. It's very important to master the platform you are using. Now, study other people's gigs to create your own gig. So let's look for UI UX. Let's look for UI UX on Fiverr. Now, Fiverr will treat you like a client. Whereas you can use that to learn about your competition. So look at this UI UX level 2 seller, top rated seller, level 1 seller. You can check out their gigs and use it to narrow yours. So you can check them out. What are the things that they put in their gigs? We can click on one of them. Oh, this one is the top rated seller. Let's look at someone that is not even top. Oh, this one is level 2. So you can check their gigs. Like now, these are the things you are doing. You are learning. This is the title of the person's gig. These are the services. This is the basic, the standard, the premium. Learn from them. As I said, learn from your competition. This is about the gig. This is the delivery time. This is the, everything about the gig there, important notes. What do you have to provide for me? Like, learn from this, and then about the person they're about. I'm trying to say, for everything you want to do, if you're into UI UX and you want to start creating gigs on Fiverr, learn about the platform, master everything you can about Fiverr, then study UI UX gigs that people have created. It gives you an idea of what you too can create. It gives you an idea of what you can use to create yours. As for Fiverr, now there's also guru.com. Guru.com is also another freelancing platform. So you can check out guru.com. I have students that have gotten jobs on Guru. I have people, so you can see they have 300,000 freelancers. Like Guru is also doing okay. So as I said, it's not just Upwork and Fiverr. So you can check out guru.com. And there's also peopleperhour.com. People per hour is similar to Fiverr. They create gigs. And the same thing I told you about checking out other people's gigs. You can also check it out. So let's look at some gigs. Okay, we've not talked about people in website development. Some people are web developers here. So now look at web developers. See the gigs. And as I said, people per hour is a UK company. That's why the prices is in pounds. So look at the gigs, WordPress and all. So remember what I said. You can only study other people's gigs. Like study it. It guides you to create your own. This one, the gigs I've seen 166,000 views and 393 sales. So you can check out the gigs, you can check out the info, see what you get with this offer. Remember, similar to Fiverr. One of my students used Fiverr lessons because I remember I said there are 9 ways you can earn on Upwork, and Upwork has copied all these things because Upwork realized that this gig system works. But there's something called project catalogs on Upwork, and my student used the lessons she learned from Fiverr to create a project catalogs that is doing well on Upwork. So you can see all these things is sense. And if you have the sense, trust me, you all have the sense, just about using it. Now, so there's another freelance platform that I know of, FreeUp. One of my students was able to sign up here. But this FreeUp and especially TopTal, those two platforms, they're not as easy to sign up as the other ones because they have a vetting system. So they will vet you very, very well before you can join them. So those are freelancing platforms. Now let's move into remote jobs platforms. Now the first remote jobs platform is AngelList. Now, no matter the platform I'm showing you, just learn how to use the filters. Because it's with filters that you can filter down the job you want. For AngelList now, if you're in engineering, you are good. If you're in designing, DevOps, you are good. If you're in product, you are good. If you're in operations, you are good on AngelList. If you're in sales, you are good. Marketing, you are good. Management, you are good. Even content, you are good. It's under marketing, yeah. Copywriting, content creator, yeah. Social media manager, digital marketing manager, growth hacker, yeah. So yeah, this is it. This is AngelList, and I've used the filter here to say, okay, we are looking for jobs worldwide, but you're only looking for remote-only jobs. So for those of you who are not in the US or you are not in the Europe, but if I've narrowed down this filter to say it's only remote-only jobs that I should show. So now it's showing 9,000 jobs. So now you can see the ones that you can apply for. Now, when it comes to remote jobs is a numbers game. I'm not going to deceive you. You would apply a lot. So these are some of the jobs you can apply for on AngelList. Like my student, I've seen students they've gotten a lot of jobs in over the platform. So you can see machine learning engineer remote only. So you always check the time the job was posted. Then, so you can see senior product designer 2 weeks ago, on-site or remote. So you can see account manager, business development. Yeah. But this particular ones now, they want people in the United States, even though it's remote only. So if you're in the US, you can apply for this one. If you're an AWS solution architect and they're ready to pay 200K to 230K. Yeah, so it's a numbers game with AngelList. Another platform is we work remotely. This is where I said my student got a job that we're paying him lunch money every week. We're paying him money to go for lunch, and they send him money for his work chair. I remember when he met me, he said they were paying him 40,000 naira. It was a teaching job. And he said he wanted to change his life, wanted to do freelance. And I said, no problem. But before you know it, he was making a lot of money. He got a job that was paying him $1,000 per month. Then he was able to relocate. He made a lot of money and he relocated to Portugal. So now let's talk about this job board. Now you can use categories for this job board to check out, the kind of category. So let's even talk about customer support people. Let's help for those in customer support. Now, I've used the category to narrow down. So this is one of the remote jobs platforms. I've used the categories to narrow down, so you can check it out. Now, the most important thing you need to note here is this. This is full-time, and this is anywhere in the world. Anywhere in the world means you qualify. America's only means if you're in the Northern America, that's when you should apply. USA only means if you're in the USA, that's when you can apply. So if you don't do that, the chances are you're going to be applying for the wrong job if you are using these bots. So please be careful. Only apply for, look at this one, 2 days ago, anywhere in the world. For this one, Latin America. So this is not you, but this is you, especially if you are anywhere in the world. Customer service, see this one too, December 30, anywhere in the world. Now, anytime you see it, then it's something you can do, you can click on it. So yeah, but that's how to use remote jobs platforms to apply for jobs here. So always pay attention to when the job was posted, and always pay attention to the location they are looking for. Now, you are seeing a lot of applicants does not mean you should not apply. Don't tell yourself no before you apply. So yeah, the other one is Indeed. If you know how to use Indeed very well, there's a lot of job opportunities on Indeed. So yesterday I was running with my student, as I said. I showed him, so you can use the day the job was posted, usually if you are seeing plenty jobs and you want to, so you can see 24 hours ago, 3 days ago, or 7 days ago, depending on what you want to. So the kind of things, then you can, so location is remote, then what kind of job are you looking for? So let's say digital marketer. I've not talked about digital marketer. So remote digital marketer. Search for jobs, remote digital marketer. So it's going to show you the jobs that are in remote digital marketing. So he said it's telling me that there are 4,000 jobs. Then you can say, when was it posted? 3 days ago. I only want recent jobs. So 527 jobs 3 days ago. Remember what I said about using the filters. Then you can, scroll through. See under Armour is looking for a digital marketer, remote, digital content architect, remote. See, if you are using remote job boards, I've told you, it's a numbers game. You will apply. So please be prepared for that one. You can see why I said I like Upwork, because it's not the amount of jobs, the amount of application you make on those ones is not as much as this one. But even though these ones, when you get the money, see, one of these ones, they are ready to pay 100,000 to 139,000 per year. But when you get it, so one of my students, when he applied hundreds, like close to 400 or 500, but when he got the job, he got a 5,000 euro per month job, full time. So yes, be ready to apply if you want to. So the game can be, you can be using Upwork to, look for those short-term jobs, short-term contract, while you are applying by the side to these remote jobs, because you never know the one that will click. Or funny enough, you might not even need to apply long. Your own luck can shine, and it might be your first 10 applications that you get someone that will reply you and you get the job you are looking for. So yes, this is for Indeed. So there's remotive.com. So we have remotive.com. Remotive.com is similar to Indeed, just like the same thing I said about Indeed. I said Indeed, we work remotely. So location, the amount they will pay, and the job. So, and you can use, I think they have categories. So yes, see, you can use the categories. So let's say I have not talked about people in data. So let's say you're a data analyst for this person. So this is his data jobs, and you can see they're only looking for people in Central European time. So if you are in Central European time, you can apply. USA only, UK, Portugal, US only, Europe. But it's mostly US only here. It does not used to be like that before. But you can check them once in a while, Sha. As I said, it's all about getting the platform that works for you, especially when it's remote job. So this is remote okay. For remote okay is for tech, mostly tech jobs. Oh, there's even freelance. See this one now, freelance writer. Oh, but it was posted 12 days ago. If it's something you can do, you apply. Oh, those ones are featured jobs. So you can see the jobs they posted in the last 24 hours. Market manager, South Africa. But you must be in South Africa. Consider this one is worldwide. If you see worldwide, it means you can apply. Staff accountants. You can check it if you're an accountant. So also is also worldwide. Remember what I said about worldwide? Worldwide means any location. Private equity, accountant, technical. Yep, so that's for. And then we have FlexJobs too. FlexJobs is also one of the biggest platforms when it comes to remote jobs. Now, FlexJobs have a course. They have a course that will teach you how to navigate FlexJobs. So you should take especially for the person that that is using FlexJob or does not understand how to use it. So yeah, so it's all about using the filters because at least there are 23,000 jobs. And for FlexJobs, and FlexJob, let me give you one secret about FlexJob. FlexJob works well mostly for people in US, Canada, or that's North American side. It works well for them. But that doesn't mean you should not apply because sometimes even when they put location, they will still, but I don't just like to, I like to just use what will work for you. So like look at this location now. Sometimes you can put, if you want to see the jobs that only, but this is for worldwide. Let me see. This is what I'm looking for. So use the right filters. When you use the right filter, this is what I'm looking for. Work from anywhere. 748 jobs. So you can see work from anywhere. See what I used to say about when you're using remote jobs and worldwide. So this job is open to candidates located anywhere. Be careful. So when you're using, so it's all about the filters. So if you're using, it's because I know how to use FlexJobs filter. If you know how to use the filters, you will get the right jobs you are looking for. So these are jobs that are posted. Content developer. See, this is one job that anybody can apply for now that is in content. Content developer. Topics, this you can work from anywhere. So yeah, these are jobs that you can work from anywhere. You just have 748. But they used to vet their clients very well. Then finally, LinkedIn. So this is LinkedIn. Learn how to use the job boards of LinkedIn too. So learn how to use the job boards of LinkedIn. So when you type anything you want to type into LinkedIn, make sure it's just jobs. Then you can now type in, look at this one now, on site or remote. You can now use remote. So remember what I said about filters. It's very important. So filters is important. So I've said I'm looking for copywriting jobs, but they should be only remote. So then with LinkedIn, you can see the amount of people. So if you want to be applying on LinkedIn, then this is how to apply on LinkedIn. So you can use easy apply, or you can choose to just apply yourself. So we can even do virtual assistants. So it's going to show us virtual assistant jobs that are remote worldwide. So it's going to show you, see. So you can check it. You can check it out. So you can check it out and check it out, Almost these are mostly, but this one work from home, non-voice, virtual assistant. So this is not, they are telling you that it's not voice. You don't need the voice. You can use text. You can use LinkedIn to search, you can use LinkedIn search to search for jobs. So yes, I believe I've been able to show you Upwork. I showed you Fiverr. I showed you remote jobs. I showed you the practicals, and I started with the steps and the things you need to do to scale. Now, understand that you don't need to grow linearly. Understand that in freelancing, you can grow geometrically. So I was in a meeting with my one-on-one student today, and I was telling him about Samuel's. I shared Samuel's testimonial with you. So you can go to social media, you can tag me, and you can, talk about everything you've learned here. Hashtag Scale Up 2023. Yeah, so just talk about the things you've learned here. You can tag me. My handle is Gwingabi, but my handle is the same thing across all my social media. And that's something you should also pay attention to for personal branding. Ensure that you are using the same handle so that you can send one handle to people and they can reach out to you across all your social media channels. Now, I'm going to talk about Sam's journey. Then I'm going to take questions and answers. Now, this is Samuel. Samuel currently does 5,450. He did 5,450 last month, December. So Samuel currently, he does 5,450 in December. Samuel did 2,200 in August. He did 3,002 in September. He did 4,000 in October. He did 4,007 in November. Then he did 5,004 December. So what am I trying to tell you? See, he was able to more than double his income from August till December. I'm trying to tell you that you can start small. That is not the income you start with in January, you're going to end with in December. As you grow in freelancing, you get better, you can make more. If you make $1,000 this month, it means you can do 2,000 next month. It means you can do 3,000. So it's a growth. It's geometric. It's not linear. So yeah, that's one important thing you need to know. So yeah, I think I've been able to cover everything. I believe I can do some Q&As now. So this is just, yeah. So please, if you have questions, okay, people are asking me for resumes. Now, what resumes do you need to use? It's one-page resumes. I don't have a sample here, I've showed you, but it's one-page resumes. A resume that is 1 page. Okay, I'll send you a sample in the email I want to send with the recording of the video. You get a sample. Now, so that's how resume looks like. Yeah. Well, there are plenty of questions. I won't be able to answer everything. I'll answer some questions before we go. Now, I have a course. I also have a coaching plan. My course is for people, let's say you want to do $1,000 to $3,000 every month. That's my course. So it's called Freelancer Client Manager. I already showed you some testimonials from the course. You can get the course for yourself. And it comes with weekly training for 1 year. So yes, you should get the course. Right now, the current price is $45K for course only, $75K for course and weekly training for 1 year. So weekly training, daily support by my team, community support for 1 year. So you have 3 different supports plus your course. So, but right now I'm going to do a promo, only for those on this call, Sha. I'll send you a code. For those on this call, you can tell your friends, but they will just benefit because of it. I'll give you a promo. I'll give you a discount plus 1 year training, support, community support, weekly classes for $35K. That's $10K off. So I'll do that for those on this call. You can do that. You can get my course at that price. And I think yes, you can do that if you send me a message and say you attended this session. You will do that. But if you don't send me a message the message I will send to you, I'll give you a coupon code that you can use. And that coupon code will expire in 3 days. I'll just add your coupon. So that means if you enter Seller, that's currently where my course is hosted. We're working on other platforms. If you enter Seller, you can input the coupon code. I just put Scale Up 2023. I'll just put the name of the coupon code. Scale Up 2023. If you enter the coupon code, it will give you your discount. I won't change the price. It's just the coupon code. You can put it in and yeah. So that will give you the listing. So now you can follow me on Twitter. My handle is BengaB on Twitter. My WhatsApp number is 0810. So you can use +234 if you're not in Nigeria. 810-286-6368. My number is public number. So that's why I can share it. I will choose when I want to answer you. So that's why I can share my number anywhere. So that's my number. Then my email is bengabe@gmail.com. So I like to see, as I said, use the same thing. My email is bengabe@gmail.com. I will choose when I want to answer you, because I answer my one-on-one student first. So yes, let me start answering Q&As. Let me start doing some Q&As. Someone says, can you talk about issues with payments? What preparation should we make as a newbie? So on Upwork, for example, you can have a pioneer account. So in the preparation that you need to make, the most important preparation is having the right documentation, please. Now, what do I mean by documentation? International passports. I like international passport because it's the best, but others can work too. But have your international passport, have your driver's license. Then now, because it's international passport first, before driver's license second, then before you go to NIN, voter's card, and co. And some of them will start rejecting your NIN, they will start rejecting your voter's card. But international passport, they don't reject. Driver's license, they don't reject. Then if you have national ID, you can use your national ID depending on your country. But you know our own is, for Nigerians, is NIN. Now, that's your preparation. When you have that, create a Payoneer account and you can transfer your money from Upwork to Payoneer. Then from Payoneer, you can transfer it to, you can send it to different places from Payoneer. You can send it to your DOM account. You can send it to your Naira account if you're in Nigeria. You can even transfer to other Payoneer users if you've made $1,000. Now, there are also platforms like GeekPay, like Grey.co, and some other platforms where they give you a virtual dollar account that you can attach to your Upwork, and you can send directly from there. You can now transfer to your maybe DOM or Naira account. So that's how to deal with payments. If you're a newbie, that's how to deal with payments. Someone asked a question. I started out with blog writing and I've learned UX writing. How do I add it to your profile? Very simple. On Upwork, you can have 3 profiles. So blog writing can be 1 profile, UX writing can be another profile. It's as simple as that. If you want to apply for a blog writing job, use your blog writing profile. If you want to apply for a UX writing job, use your UX writing profile. Very simple and straightforward. Any other question? So please, you've attended this for free. At least do it for me. Talk about it on social media. Talk about it everywhere. Use the handle, use the hashtag, and just talk about what you've learned so that I know that I made sense. In case I said nonsense too, tell me so that next time or the next training I'll talk sense. Yeah, so just talk about it. I should talk about resume. I've done that. What are the skills? This is a very beautiful question. This is a very beautiful question. I want everybody to pay attention to this question. What are the skills one can start freelancing with before developing other higher skills? This is a very beautiful question. Now, so what are the skills you can start freelancing with? You can start freelancing with skills that you can learn in 1 week or 2 weeks. While you are learning, say you want to learn a skill that will take you 6 months or 1 year to learn. So what are those skills? I like to start with writing because writing is easy to learn. Even though you are not a master yet, but at least you can start doing some entry-level jobs or some outsourced jobs. Then digital marketing. One of my students, he learned digital marketing in 2 weeks and started getting a job, started getting 100K per week. Like, let me tell you the story of that my student. He said, "What are these?" He just asked me the same question. I said writing. He said he cannot write for his life. And then I said digital marketing. So he learned Facebook ads. He ran a Facebook ad for what he does because he's a physiotherapist. So he ran a Facebook ad for what he does, and he got people who needed his services from Ikorodu, from other places. Then he was still based in Lagos. And they were paying him 100K. There was a time he was making close to 1 million naira. So he was, in real life, what he does in real life, he was a civil servant physiotherapist. But they were not paying him, they were even owing him his salary. So he learned digital marketing, Facebook ads. He now ran an ads on his physiotherapy as test. So he was still learning in 2 weeks. And in 2 weeks, he got 2 clients that were interested in his services. They saw his ad for a physiotherapy, one at Ikorodu, because I know the name, I know it was at Ikorodu, and the other one, I've forgotten the location. And for that one, they paid him 100K. And before you know it, he started getting clients, and was able to get clients, and he was able to make about 1 million naira. But it was a particular week he made 1 million naira. So yes, you can start with skills that you can learn in 2 weeks. So Facebook ad, virtual assistant, even though virtual assistant can be very, very competitive, but it's still one of those skills you can learn. Customer service, digital marketing, email management, there's a whole lot of them. Then Canva. Now, I did a thread about Canva to say you can learn Canva and you can even offer services that are broad. I think I need to start posting all these things again. You can learn Canva, and there's a lot of things you can do with Canva: infographics, ebook design, presentation design, pitch deck design, social media content. Just because you learn Canva, but you're not going to be saying I'm a Canva designer. You are going to be saying I offer these services. So when you learn all those small skills, I'll give you some examples. When you learn these skills, you can use these skills to earn, pending the time. So you can get some small jobs. And funny enough, you can even get a big job. My best student started as a virtual assistant. So he started as a virtual assistant and he was able to learn virtual assistant. And from there, he was able to use virtual assistant to scale up. And before you know it, he started getting clients that were paying him big money. So yeah, so those are examples of small skills you can learn, pending the time you can learn the big skills. Any giveaway, with all the things I've given you today, if you want to give away again, Violet. Yeah, so the giveaway is this. I'll host a LinkedIn session very soon, and I'll invite Violet. She's one of the best on LinkedIn. So she's the one asking for giveaway. So she's one of the best person I like know, doing so well on LinkedIn. And I would invite her to come and share her secrets. She's busy and booked too. But that's one of the giveaway I'll be doing. So I'll be hosting a LinkedIn class with Violet and some other top LinkedIn people to come and even me too. I'll talk about LinkedIn. So to come and tell you how you can. We did one last year. That was, we had internet issues and everything. But even people loved it, and people started getting jobs from it. We're going to do another one, fully organized. We'll share it, maybe end of the month or maybe next month. Maybe this month, because most likely this. I don't know. But that's the giveaway. People say getting a job in the writing niche can be tedious. How can someone overcome this? Just master the platform you are using. Because I don't know, everything I've been saying here, you can master the platform and see. I've gotten this question plenty of times today. And I remember when I used to get this question in 2019. That was when I was still trying to say, whether you're a Nigerian or African is not a problem. You will get jobs as a freelancer. See, this is 2023. I have more than 5,000, 10,000 Nigerians that are doing well. So I'll just show you a Nigerian. I've showed you, I have Nigerians that are doing so well in their niches. So please, this is 2023. Your location is not a problem. Focus on your skills and master your skills. Then you can apply and master the platform you want to use. Then you will get jobs. Trust me. I've had students that I created their Upwork accounts myself. Like, I have plenty of them. I have people, even December, just last month, I created their Upwork account in December and they've gotten a job. There's even one I got 2, and we created his account last month, and he's Nigerian. So what are you telling me? So please just master the platform. That's all. Does the 3 profile needs to be in line? No, they don't need to be in line. No. So you can have 3 profiles that talk about your specialized, or 3 different profiles. The beauty is that you can use any of them to apply for jobs. So yes, they don't need to be in line. If I purchase the course, will you hold me by the hand? Well, yes, my team will hold you by the hand. And I used to say this to everybody that purchased the course. Because it's very important, that my one-on-one coaching for people who want to scale, people that my time, my one-on-one start at $650, $1,850. So yes, but if you get my course, my team would support you 24/7 of the week. Every day of the week, my team is always there. Not me, my team. They will answer you. And maybe it's the question you want, it's dollars that you want. They will give you those dollars. They will teach you. Then every week, I host a class every week. That's where you have access to me. So it's very important you know that, because man, my time is very, very, even that my fees will go up, because of, even at that level, there's still plenty people on my neck. So it means I need to increase the price again. Is it okay to negotiate contract outside Upwork? Please and please don't do it. They will suspend you. Please and please don't try it. When a client sends you a message and they say, drop your details, and there's no contract in place, guys, don't do it at all. You will get suspended. Like, we've had issues, please, don't do it. Don't do it. Does a professional teacher stand a chance? Yes. Uzuamaka, a professional teacher stand a chance. Glory, I have a story of Glory. When Glory wanted to pay for my course, she didn't even have the money. She was like, she's a teacher, but she's managing. And right now, Glory got 2 jobs in 2 days. She got 2 jobs in 1 day after getting my course. And one of the jobs is 3 times her monthly salary. And it's just her first job. 3 times what they pay her monthly, like 3 months salary. She got it in 1 day. It was a $200 job. First time, her first job, $200. So when we multiplied $200, it was 3 times her monthly salary that she got in 1 day. Now imagine if she's getting more of that, she will resign from her job. So yes, Uzomaka, a professional teacher stand a chance. You just need to learn the right skills. And now you can even start learning. You can learn the skills, as I said, that you can learn in 2 weeks or 1 week. Let's even say 2 weeks. You can learn skills that you can use to earn in 2 weeks. Use those ones. Then if you want to learn bigger ones, that will take you 3 months. So it's balancing. It's balancing. You start with these short-term skills while you're learning the long-term skills. How can I start as a tech support? It's simple now. Tech support, open an account, check other people in tech support, use that to tailor your profile, then start applying for tech support jobs. Simple. Can I start with data analysis and data entry? Yes, you can. That's the answer. The website, I really have this webinar. Oh, thank you, Patience. Thank you. Go to social media and thank me very well so that more people can hear. Thank you. And well, for those who are not able to attend this session, it means they can ask for the recording. That's why I'm telling you to go to social media at the top, because they will say, oh, I missed it. Is there a recording? Then we can send to them. Let's help people's lives. I just enjoy helping people's life, even though I like to collect money because I don't have time. But during the pandemic, I trained 20,000 people for free because I like it. So if it's not about the money, but right now I have plenty of bills to pay. I'm new here. I need your help to grow. Vivian, well, you can get my course, Vivian. You will get my help and my team. My team will support you 24/7. I will support you every week. Can you hear me? Look this thing is very difficult. Oh, Michael, it's even you. Did I look at it? I thought I looked at it and gave you a feedback, but I don't have the time. They used to tell me, how long will this 35K offer be open? Shidirim, I want to pronounce your name very well. So if I make mistake, please forgive me. Shidirim, it's just for 3 days for people that attended this session. It's meant to be for today only, but for 3 days, after 3 days, I would drop the coupon code. So yeah, if you attended the session, you get 35K. So instead of paying 75K for my course and my 1 year of daily support, community support, weekly training, weekly classes, it's even 2 weekly classes, but I don't even like to talk about it. I like to under-promise and over-deliver, because I promise them 1 class every week, and I've told them I'm going to be giving them 2 classes every week. On Wednesday, I'll be doing Q&As. On Saturdays, I will train them. But let me just under-promise. 1 weekly classes every that's 52 classes in a year. If an account gets suspended, what are the chances to get it back? The chances are very low to get your account back. If you suspend, just don't ensure. Can a lawyer get freelance remote jobs too? Yes, Folake, I will answer Nedu. Folake, yes, a lawyer. I have lawyer friends, lawyer students that are doing so well. So I have lawyer students doing data privacy. I have lawyer students doing intellectual property, entertainment law, IP, copyright on Upwork. And yes, and they are making money. I have one lawyer friend too. That one does paralegal. So because he deals with Canadian companies and all, so he does paralegal services, data privacy, and in law, yes, and he makes money on Upwork, yes. So for like, yes, a lawyer can do well on it. Let me see which question again. If you need my help, just get my course. Can I get a job? This is a very good question. Can I get a job, Munirat? Can I get a job with zero experience on Upwork? Yes, you can. Please, yes, you can. Yes, yes. Yes, you can. If you have zero experience, go and create portfolio. Go and create portfolio. Go and start creating samples. Because when people ask, you see, you don't even need to tell them you don't have experience because you've created samples. Hire yourself, be your first client. So yes, you can. Munirat, with zero experience, yes, you can. I don't know how many years you can have said now. I think comes natural to me. I think I just have to understand that the skill is a gift. What do you think? It comes rationally to you. Now it's now time for you to monetize it because there are people that are looking for quality writers. Now, monetizing your skill is simple. Yes, it's a gift and it will give you an edge. But you know, hard work will always beat talent every day. So even though you are talented, then it's time for the hard work. It's time for the turning it to skill. So right now, what do you need to do? Go and learn. There are some writing books. There are some writing. I even have some free writing materials. So Anne, let me give you this offer. Send a message to me. Just use your name, Anne Modi, that you need writing course materials. I'll send you some course materials. I have plenty free. I have a lot of free materials. I don't have the time. So if not, there was one time at that time I used to share them. Well, again, please, I need money. So Anne, just send me a message, maybe on WhatsApp. I drop my contact. WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram, just mention your name. So that would be what I'll use. Because when I see your name, I'll know that I told you to message me because I have like 100 plus unanswered. Yeah, so and just do that so that I'll send you writing material. But to everybody else, yes, if you have a talent, you can turn that talent into money. Just know how the people with your talent are monetizing it, and it's very, very simple. Now, if you are like Anne, for example, I know how to write. Then the question is, what niche do you want to start with? And if you don't even know the niche to start with, you can start generally. You can start applying for different things, but even you can start writing yourself, like start writing every day. You can start writing your portfolio. I see this is plenty talk. That's why I don't want to answer the question very. How do I purchase the code with the map? Okay, these are another marvelous. Yeah, so I will send the marvelous. Let me just drop the coupon code here. So I've not activated it, but I'll activate it after this meeting. So just use scale up. Let me just type it here. Scale up 2023. That's the coupon code. Scale up. I'll activate it in the next 30 minutes. That's the coupon code. Let me type it again. Coupon code. Let me drop my contact. So let's call this a day. Guys, I hope you've learned. Please, you can change your life with freelancing and remote work. I used to say it before. Right now, I can vividly tell you, and I've showed you some people that their life has changed. 2023. Yeah, the offer is open to everybody. Just use the coupon code for my course on Seller.